Testing 1 2 3. 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 All right. Of course, blank screen. Can't see nothing. There you are. There you are. There you are. All right, let's get it started. Turn this music down a little bit. All right. So, happy Monday evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you're at. Tuesday morning, wherever you're at. But welcome. This is ShelShock Podcast. It's episode 36, the Forever Games, or here's my Forever Games. And basically, I've been wanting to do this podcast for a minute because everybody has their top 5 or top 10 or top 25 games that, games that you can't put down, games that are classics, games that you would take to, to a desert island or abandoned space station or, oil rig, wherever you take them with you. And, that's the games you will play for a lifetime, forever. Games that you have to force yourself to stop playing, because once you start them, you can't stop until you finish it again and again and again. So yeah, so here's my my 5. We'll talk about, that's the main topic. We'll talk about my 5 forever games, and then we'll talk about the games that Honors mentioned, the games that almost made the list or was on the list but got taken out by a different game. We'll get into that, but that's that. Let's talk about games I've been playing. Destiny 2. Let's go there. I spent all last week just playing Destiny 2. It's a good farewell. The last time I played Destiny 2 was the end of the light, the final shape, the end of the light and darkness saga. I didn't play Fate's Edge of Fate. I didn't play Renegades, even though they talk about Star Wars. So no, I don't have my lightsaber. Yeah, I just been playing Destiny 2, just getting everything back. Just getting into the swing of things. I've been playing the Edge of Fate campaign. I think I'm at step 25 of step 31. So I'm near the end of the Edge of Fate campaign. Unfortunately, I haven't played SRL. I want to play SRL, but I want to get through the campaigns first. It's so much to do now. It's so much, if you never played Destiny and you wait till now to get into Destiny, I can see how it can be overwhelming. But, I'm just getting my light up, or my power up, as they say now. Do the campaigns, then do SRL. I probably do Iron Banner when it comes back, because I love Iron Banner. I got the titles to prove it. But, yeah, that's what I've been playing. Marvel Rivals, of course. Cyclops just came out. It came out Friday. Been playing. Just did a tier list on my Facebook. On my social webs, I put a tier list who I feel that are the best characters in the game and who's the worst characters in the game. I have to apologize for my tier list because my goofy ass forgot to put Blade in the Look, I put Blade. Hold on, I'll show you. I put Blade in my tier list, but I didn't put Blade in the tier list short. Like, who does that? A goofy like me. I'll show you right now. Hold on, let me show you. Let me go to my tier list, because before I do my short for my tier list, I always update my tier maker, my version of tier maker. So I'll show you right now. This is this is what I do. I do my tier list. I do my tier list in my tier maker, and then I do edit the tier list. And as you can see, Blade is in B. He's in B tier right now. Let's see if I can blow this up. Yeah. So as you can see, the top three. Yeah, again, if you just joined in, like I said, I just did my tier list short for season 8.5 of Marvel Rivals, and I have to apologize to everybody because my goofy ass forgot and didn't put Blade in the short. But as you can see, like I said, when I do my tier list, I make my own tier list.
Applebee's all you can eat for just $15.99. That's $15.
Okay, enough of that. I make my tier list on tier maker, and then I do the short. So as you can see, I have Blade at B. Okay, so just go over it right quick. Black Panther, Hawkeye, Squirrel Girl, Black Widow, D tier. C tier, Storm, Scarlet Witch, Duelist pool. B tier, Vanguard pool, Thor, Rogue, Doctor Strange, Penny, Winter Soldier, Black Cat, Psylocke, Iron Man, Moon Knight, Mr. Fantastic, Human Torch, Iron Fist, Blade, Heal Pool, Cloak and Dagger, and Adam Warlock. B are the people who are the characters that are situational. You know, they're like B tier. They're not that bad. They're not that great, but they can compete in certain situations. Like Penny, she's very good on defense, especially on the vampire map. Rogue is an anomaly. Rogue without Gambit is B tier. Rogue with Gambit is S tier. But it's weird. Like Iron Fist can destroy like triple support. So can Human Torch. Blade he's coming through. He used to be C D tier, but now he has the most health out of all duelists, and he's very situational. Cloak and Dagger, even though I was a Cloak and Dagger man, Cloak and Dagger's still good, but I digress. A tier, Hulk, Thing, Magneto, Angela, Namor, Daredevil, Ella Bloodstone, Spider-Man, Magic, Punisher, Rocket, Raccoon, Manus, Jeff, and Loki. All right. S tier, Groot, Captain America, Emma Frost, Devil Dinosaur, because he got nerfed in season 8, his 8th season tier list. He was best in role, but now he's due to his nerfs. He's still S tier. Hela, Star-Lord, and Phoenix, Wolverine, Luna Snow, Invisible Woman, Ultron, Winter Fox. A lot of people are coming at my head saying Ultron is at best C tier. Me, I think he's S tier. Now, look, when he's not good enough to be a solo strategist. He's not good enough to be a dual strategist, but he's like one of the best when it comes to 3 strategists. He's S tier. He's S tier, S tier, S tier, S tier when it's a triple strategist. Now, if he wasn't, if it's just a dual support, then yes, by far he'd go to C. I agree with you, but you don't pick Ultron unless he's the 3rd strategist. When you pick him the 3rd strategist, Ultron is S tier. I hate to say it. Best in role, Venom and Vanguards, Cyclops right now is Duelist, and Gambit. Gambit is permaban always, and his strategist. There you go. Hopefully that helps. All right, back to what I was playing. Like I said, playing Marvel Rivals. Trying to play a Cyclops, but it's hard to play a Cyclops. So you know what? I'm just gonna focus on grinding my rank, and when I get a chance to play Cyclops, I'm gonna play them and learn them. It is what it is. I'm just going to not focus on learning Cyclops. Like I said, I won't focus on getting better and getting going up the ranks. That's what I do, because out of the 4 games, out of Street Fighter 6, out of Street Fighter 6, Apex, and Marvel Rivals suffer because I play it like casually. I don't play it like hardcore like the other 2, but I think I'm gonna spend the rest of June and 2 weeks of July and just take it seriously and just try to grind and get real serious and knock it out. Been playing NBA 2K6, NBA 2K26. I won the championship with the Pistons. Now I'm defending my championship. Crazy, right? We'll talk about the finals in a minute. And Arc Raiders. I just did, every Monday they come out with the new trials for the week, the new trials. And this last week trials was okay. Actually, last week's trials was easy. This week's trials is easy. Hell, this week's trials is easier than last week's. And I thought last week's was the easiest trials. I just signed in and I did the first trial, got 3 stars on that, which was to search cars. And I even got a blueprint. I got the blueprint that everybody's been looking for, which is the Survivor Augment blueprint. I already had it, but I got it, and instead of selling it, the next time I went up top of the blue gate, I gave it to somebody. He was like, "Oh man, that's awesome!" I gave it to him, so I paid it forward because the week before last, I was in Stella Montes. And some guy ran up to me. He was like, "Do you need this blueprint?" And it was that blueprint. And he was like, "Oh, take this blueprint too." And he gave me the Wolfpack blueprint. And I was like, "Cool." And then he was like, "Pay it forward." And I've always told people in this game when I do stuff, I say pay it forward. And I just thought that was cool that he told me that. So then when I did today and gave some random raider a survival augment blueprint, I was like, "Pay it forward." He was like, I will. So I thought that was awesome. So that's about it as far as me, what I've been playing. All right. I Touch Grass. This segment, if you're not aware, I Touch Grass. This is where I talk about stuff that's not video game related, okay? This is where I talk about stuff that's not video game related, current events, what's going on in the world, and, a lot of stuff's going on in the world. So let's just start off with the NBA Finals. Glad it's over with. Got that out your system. New York Knicks fans, I'm glad y'all won. Congratulations. Shouts out to you. You guys won. Okay, congratulations. But what y'all will not do is try to shit on the Pistons and the Detroit Pistons fans. You know what I'm saying? The only reason why you was able to even win or even get into the NBA Finals is for the simple fact that the Pistons, I don't know why, they got eliminated by the Cavaliers, because if the Pistons beat the Cavaliers, the Pistons would have been in the finals. I'm not saying they would have won against the Spurs, because I think the Spurs would have destroyed the Pistons, but you would have better match up against the Spurs. So kudos to you. Other than that, also, I want to give a dumbass rant out to goddamn Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing said, I don't know if this is true. I saw it online. I don't know if he said it. I don't know if it's AI generated, but it said something to the likes that, Brunson is prime can destroy Jordan in his prime. Ewing, I know you did not say that. I know you didn't just say that, bro. Let me tell you something. Brunson in his prime versus Jordan in his prime wouldn't even be a thing, though, dude. Brunson right now is having problems with Cade Cunningham, and Cade Cunningham is at least 1 inch or the same height as Michael Jordan, 6'6", 6'7". You know what I'm saying? Cade Cunningham is 6'7", Michael Jordan 6'6", and Cade be destroying Brunson. And Cade ain't even as good as Michael Jordan. I would say, as far as percentage, Cade is only like 25 to 30% of prime Jordan. Okay, ain't no way Brunson is taking out prime Jordan. I hate Jordan. Ever since I met Michael Jordan, I hated him. But even with that said, props is props. Ain't no way Brunson is beating Jordan. I know that's AI. Please, somebody tell me. Go look at that and tell me Patrick Ewing didn't say that goofy shit. Okay? All right. Other than that, speaking of I Touch Grass, somebody wake up Donald Trump. Jesus, dog. This old ass dude, he just turned 80 yesterday. And this dude is asleep on everything. And he is really messing up. Or in other words, I would say this. Hope I didn't cut us. He is fucking up the White House. Have y'all seen what he did to the White House? He messing up the lawn. He had the UFC pay-per-view on the front lawn yesterday. He's tearing down the East Wing, rebuilding the East Wing, making bunkers and stuff like that. He's making those bunkers, and just in case World War III start off, just to let y'all know that. But anyway, he's tearing up the White House. He just tearing up the White House. This old fart is doing everything but making America great. If you know, you know. But other than that, man, can you imagine if Obama had the audacity to do what Trump is doing in the White House? You know how many people would have assassinated him by now? You know what I'm saying? This just, I mean, the double, triple, quadruple standards is real in America. I swear to God, bro. Ain't no way this dude is tearing up the White House, and he is making it look like hillbillies staying there. It's a travesty, dude. The great White House that slaves built, that my ancestors built, and this boy is tearing it up. Just ridiculous, bro. Just, oh my God. But that's y'all president. Anyway, what else is going on? Oh, I saw this video. I saw this video 2 days ago, right? Well, no, last week. I saw this video. It's a video of this guy. It's a white gentleman, no shirt, had a kilt. I want to say they were in Miami. I don't know. But he went into this establishment, and you know, most establishments just no shoes, no shirt, no service, right? And they was like, you ain't got no shirt on. You a crackhead. You a meth head. Get out the store. And he was like, he just went off on him. And he literally said, he was like, nigga, I'm an electrician. And he said that, quote, that's him saying that. And he was talking to a black dude, and the black dude was like, what? It's like, you ain't no damn electrician. You a crackhead. So I even show you the video. I found the video. I thought this was the funniest thing I saw last week. Hold on. Y'all got to see this. Hold on. We got to see this. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I was like,
$2.99 for all the double crunch shrimp, boneless wings.
God damn it, cheermaker. Swear to God. All right, look at this. All right, here we go. When I saw this, I was dying, dude. My wife showed me this. I was on the floor laughing. All right. He came in the establishment. He was like, I'm an electrician. And he was like, the black guy was like, you know, electrician, you a crackhead. He was like, I'll shut this whole place down. He was like, do it then, do it. He was all right.
Listen, they're busting their ass working. They trying, get out. I got it on tape.
He cut that. Notice.
Nigga, I'm a fucking electrician.
See, he's like,
I'll go out there and shut this whole motherfucker down.
that is hilarious to me, though.
They trying, get out.
That is funny, dog. He was like, I'll shut this motherfucker down. Boop. Everybody got quiet when the power went out.
I got it on tape.
Oh man, I love it. See, that's what you look. Don't mess with people, man. Don't mess with people. I love it. He shut it down. He was like, I'll shut this whole place down. Do it, dog. Do it. You ain't got the balls to do it. Shut it down. That's what I'm talking about. But no, that is everything in I Touch Grass. We might as well talk about the main what's going on in my main topic. All right. Okay, 1 second. Main topic, forever games. Like I said in the start of this, right? I told you everybody has games that you played and it did something to your heart. It touched your soul. And it made you be like, damn, this game was amazing. I love this game. And every once in a while, you know, like music, like a vinyl, you see that vinyl that you saw, you know, that you bought, that you fell in love, and you go back to the record player and you put it on. You know, same thing with video games. It's just, you saw it like, damn, you know, put that game in. It's like, the reason why I'm even talking about it in this podcast is because, you know, the end of May, or like near, 2 weeks near the end of May. My mother-in-law, she got sick, so we had to rush up to Michigan to to tend to her and look after her. And I took my son's Steam Deck, and I tried to play Arc Raiders on it. I knew I wasn't gonna play Apex Legends on it or Street Fighter, but I tried, and it just yuck. I don't do handhelds, and even when I hooked it up to the hotel's television, it didn't look good. And then when I hooked it up to my monitor, my temporary monitor, it was I was like, no. But I started playing Baldur's Gate 3. Surprise, it's one of my forever games. I played Baldur's Gate 3, and then when I came home, I was supposed to play with Devil Dinosaur. He had just came out, and dog, I was too busy playing Baldur's Gate 3, trying to beat that game. I had to force myself. I was missing out on playing Apex Legends, grinding that to get up to platinum. I was still in gold, wasn't playing Apex Legends. Preparing for Ingrid to come out, wasn't even playing Street Fighter, wasn't even playing Marvel Rivals. Like I said, Marvel Rivals, Devil Dinosaur just came out, so this is like the beginning of May. Devil Dinosaur just came out. It wasn't even playing Marvel Rivals. I was just playing Baldur's Gate, just Baldur's Gate 3, just playing. I was like, oh man, I forgot how fun this game was, and that's just how it was, I had to force myself to stop playing so I can get back into the grind of things of playing the games that I normally play on a daily basis. So, yeah, Baldur's Gate, I would say out of the 5 games, Baldur's Gate is my third game of the, you know what I'm saying? It's the third on my forever games. And it's just, I like playing it because of the classes, the scenarios. Like, I came, I was in high school. I was a D&D pen and pad guy. I played, Dungeons and Dragons. And then with my friends, we played Champions. In case you know what Champions was, like your superhero version of pen and pad role playing. And then we even created, because we were all knee deep into Saint Seiya, so we created a Saint Seiya role playing game. My saint was a dragonfly, and we had so much fun. So doing that and doing Dungeons and Dragons, and then when it came to computer games like Icewind Dale, Baldur's Gate 1, I was playing those, but I wasn't really playing them. I was rather play pen and pad versus them on the computer. But then when Neverwinter Nights came out, and Neverwinter Nights came out in 2007, I was playing that hardcore. From before I started becoming a world warrior, before I started traveling to tournaments for fighting games, I was a master race PC guy. I would play Star Wars Galaxies from 2005 to 2008. I was playing Neverwinter Nights, City of Heroes / City of Villains, Star Wars Galaxies, and Jedi Knight 2 and Jedi Knight 3, Jedi Academy. Yeah, I was playing PCs heavy. Oh, and Battlefield 1943 or 42. Battlefield 1942. So I was heavily invested in PC games at that time. And then Street Fighter 4 came out. It was back on the grind consoles. But I digress. But Neverwinter Nights, I love that game. Man, I have had so many, especially when it gets to the point where you can mod and create your own and you could be dungeon master. We had so many nights. So then, of course, when, Baldur's Gate 3 came out, it brought me back to Neverwinter Nights. And Baldur's Gate 3, I was just playing it immensely when it first came out. And to this day, some of my friends, closest friends, feel that Baldur's Gate 3 shouldn't have won Game of the Year, but it definitely should have won Game of the Year. Moving on. What other game? might as well go I might as well go to game 5. Or we already did game 3 because that's what I told you I was playing. Game 5, of course, my 5th best or favorite game of forever game, honestly, is Guardian Heroes. If you do not know what Guardian Heroes is, I suggest you get a Sega Saturn emulator or the actual console and you play the hell out of Guardian Heroes, or you download it on the PlayStation or the Xbox. Guardian Heroes is just amazing. Guardian Heroes is just, I'll even show it to you. Hold on, let me go to my content. I love Guardian Heroes. Guardian Heroes is amazing. Okay. You can just, it's like, and then at that time, it's Guardian Heroes is a beat 'em up. It's like in the vein of Dungeons, Double Dragon, Streets of Rage, Final Fight. But the thing is, well, at that time you can have, it could be 2 players co-op or 4 players. But if you had like the 6-player adapter, you could play with 6 people. A 6-player co-op game going against enemies and just doing all types of combos. Oh my God, that game was amazing. That game still is amazing to this day, and I'll play it. The only reason like I said, is one of those games, my forever game. I cannot play it because if I play it, I will not put it down. Like, hold on, let me show you what I'm talking about. And the thing is, Guardian Heroes. Hold on, show you this. Thing about Guardian Heroes, when it comes on PlayStation and Xbox, it went from having a 6, because you could have like 6 deathmatch and it'd be 6 of y'all. In the PlayStation and the Xbox version, they made it up to 12, so it'd be 12 people versus each other. And Guardian Heroes was just amazing. Like, this game was just crazy, bro. Like, I just well, hold on. All right, it's 12 people going against each other. It was just, man, this game was just amazing, bro. Like, just and you can pick every character in the game, and as you can see, we're just fighting. I'm right here in the corner. I'm right here in the corner, right here with the 2 swords in the foreground. You can jump in the background and the foreground. Man, this game was amazing, dog. It was just crazy. Now, this is not story mode, and then the story mode had like 6 to 8 different endings. This right here is just versus mode, and you can verse each other. The 2 hardest characters to fight against was the village baby, and the angel. So yeah, the game was just amazing, bro. The game was just amazing. The game was just flat out goddamn amazing. So yeah, that's from my page. But man, Guardian Heroes was just an amazing, phenomenal game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Like I said, just looking at this video makes me want to play it. But I can't play it. I can't play it because if I play it, then all my other games are gonna suffer because I'll be playing this for the next 2 weeks. Just, you could do OTGs, which is off the ground. After you kill somebody, you keep juggling in their bodies. You could do combos, and then you do your magic spells. You had to input like Street Fighter moves, like a Dragon Punch motion, charge motion, fireball motion, which is a quarter circle to shoot off magic missiles. Man, the game was just amazing, bro. Like, just talking about this damn game was just, I mean, it's a good game. It's a good game. All right, that's game number 5, Guardian Heroes. Number 4, Final Fantasy Tactics. Oh my god. I've said this before. I don't know if a lot of people realize, but my favorite video game genres is fighting games. 1B and 1A is Japanese RPGs. In this case, Japanese RPG was a tactical RPG, which is Final Fantasy Tactics. Final Fantasy, I got Final Fantasy Tactics on the Super NES still. It's in the closet. I got it on the PlayStation. It's in the closet. I even have it on my cell phone right now. Where is my cell phone? Oh, my cell phone is way over there. I got it on my PC. I got Final Fantasy Tactics on every goddamn electrical device known to man right now. I'm not even lying, bro. Like, I just, did I get the remake? The remake of what? The remake of Final Fantasy Tactics or the remake of Guardian Heroes? Well, it doesn't matter. I got both of them, both remakes. So yeah, I got Final Fantasy Tactics on the PlayStation. Oh yeah, it's on the PlayStation. I don't have my PlayStation hooked up to my PC right now, but if I did, it would show that Final Fantasy Tactics is on the PlayStation. I had to force myself to stop playing that game. I remember, hell, I was playing. Yeah, I got it. I was playing Final Fantasy Tactics on shit. I think I was playing Final Fantasy Tactics. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, that's what I was playing. I had to force myself to stop playing it. I had to force myself from stop playing that Final Fantasy Tactics. I remember playing Final Fantasy Tactics during the birth of one of my kids. I can't remember which one, but it happened. But I mean, the Violet's War, the two lions. I love that game. And then I like the fact that they added Cloud, and then they had the dark deep dungeon, the 10 level base dungeons, and then calculator, and I even did a tier list on the best classes or the best jobs for Final Fantasy Tactics. See, that's the thing. Talking about these games make me want to play these goddamn games, dog. Be damn, man. I can't play these games, dog, because they're time consuming. They'll take away. Oh man. But I love those games. Final Fantasy Tactics was just amazing, a phenomenal game. Now, don't get me wrong; it's not the best RPG ever. I mean, you have Final Fantasy 7. Final Fantasy 6 is still always going to be the best Final Fantasy ever. I don't care what you say. Argue with your mama. Final Fantasy 6 is still going to be the best. And then, there's so many RPGs. I mean, Suikoden 2. Oh my God, Suikoden 2 was amazing. Suikoden 2, Chrono Trigger, Parasite Eve. If you don't know about Parasite Eve, go do your history. Legend of Dragoon, Legaia, Lufia 2 versus Sinestros. I mean, there's so many good goddamn RPGs, Japanese RPGs that was just amazing. Especially there was so many RPGs. Oh, Star Ocean 2, the second story. I mean, there's so many RPGs that came out of Japan that wasn't even Final Fantasy. You know what I'm saying? But it's just Chrono Trigger is the GOAT. Don't tell Chauncey I said that, because Chauncey will, a wild Chauncey will appear, and then he'll sit up here and he'll take over the podcast and he'll talk for about 3 days on just how good Chrono Trigger is. Breath of Fire 3, exactly. All that shit was just good. Oh man, all that shit, man, good. Okay, just phenomenal, man. Just Final Fantasy Tactics was just. And you know what's funny though? I remember in Nintendo Power, or was it Nintendo Power or Game Informer? It was one of those, and they were like, they didn't want to make a tactics game, but the owner and the creator who made Tactics Ogre was talking so much shit that Square Enix was like, you know what? Okay, we're going to shut you the fuck up, and we're going to come out with our own version. And that was Final Fantasy Tactics. And that is the real reason why Final Fantasy Tactics came out, due to Tactics Ogre. Who the fuck made Tactics Ogre? Who made Tactics Ogre? Because they were talking mad stuff. It was like, we the real RPGs. Who made Tactics Ogre? Who made Tactics Ogre? Quest Corporation. Yeah, Quest Corporation. Oh yeah, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Okay, I believe that. Mortal Kombat 2. Okay, all right, I got you. Mortal Kombat 2. Okay, Ocarina of Time, Mortal Kombat 2, Chrono Trigger. That's 3. You need 2 more. You need 2 more. You need 2 more, Chris. Super Mario Brothers 3. That's a good one. That's a good one. And Resident Evil 2, that's a real good one. Man, when Resident Evil 2 came out, dude. When Resident Evil 2 came out and you was going through Raccoon City as Leon Kennedy, that made you feel like, damn. I mean, there were zombie movies back then, and this is before The Walking Dead. But Resident Evil 2 made you feel like, damn, it can really get fucked up like this. Like it was that's how good Resident Evil 2 was. And then you play the different stories and get the different sides. Oh my God. Classic. But so far, number 5 is Guardian Heroes. Number 4 is Final Fantasy Tactics. Number 3 is Baldur's Gate 3. Okay. Number 2. My number 2 forever game. Graham surprised me with it after school when it came out. I didn't come outside that whole weekend. Hell no. Man, look. You sound like me when I remember when I went to GameStop and I picked up Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of the Liberty, and Maria was sick. She was sick. I took care of her that whole day. I called in for work. I went and got that game. The next time Maria, I didn't come out the house for a whole week. I beat that game in one, like damn near 3 sittings. Sat down the first day, played for like 15 hours, took care of her, got her well. Went to work, came home, second sitting, played another 14 hours, and the third sitting I beat it. But that's what you sound like with me with Resident Evil 2. My second game forever game is Monster Hunter World / Wilds. I put both of them together because those are the 2 games that are similar versus the rest of the Monster Hunter series. It's not linear. It's more open world. It's worldish, but it's not as linear as the other games. And funny thing is, Monster Hunter Worlds is my first introduction to the Monster Hunter universe. Like I've heard about Monster Hunter games before, but they were handheld. And I told you I don't do handhelds. But Monster Hunter Worlds came out and I just fell in love with it. At that time, Destiny 1 was falling by the wayside. And I really wasn't traveling at that time. I was, traveling to go to tournaments. I was, but then I was like, I took a break so I can stay home and take care of, raise my kids a little bit. So that year, when did Monster Hunter Worlds come out? I want to say Monster Hunter Worlds came out in 2016. No, Overwatch came out in 2016. I remember Overwatch was pissing me off. Yeah, World's got a lot of people into in Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter World's release date was 2018. Monster Hunter Worlds was 2018. January 26, 2018. So yeah, January 2018. Yeah, I remember now. Okay, Monster Hunter Worlds got me away from Street Fighter 5 because I remember I went to Evo for Street Fighter 5 for Alex season 1. Then season 2 came out 4 months later. 2.5 months later, and they totally destroyed Alex, and I was like just playing barely. Then the next year, season 2 came out, and I was like, you know what, I'm done. And so then I went back to Overwatch, and then Overwatch came out. I was playing Overwatch, and then Overwatch pissed me off, and then Monster Hunters and Destiny pissed me off, and so then Monster Hunter Worlds came out January 26, 2018, and then I was like, okay. And then for that whole year, I played nothing but Monster Hunter World. And Monster Hunter World, Jesus Christ, man. Monster Hunter Worlds was just amazing, phenomenal game. I'm trying to think. If I had my controller on me, I would say how many hours I got in it. I got over at least triple figures. I would say a good at least 800 hours in Monster Hunter Worlds alone. Now Wilds, even though I played Wilds, I mean, Apex got a hold of me, bro. I can't. No, yeah. Monster Hunter Worlds Iceborne is one of the best expansions ever. That's what it is, because especially the claw, man, you can use your claw as a weapon and you can hook onto monsters and drag onto them. That shit was amazing. And then they came out with the next Monster Hunter game, which is Sunbreak, and I was like, or that was an expansion. I forgot the name of the actual. I was like, and it was on Nintendo, and I was like, no, I don't like this. But then they came out with Wilds, and I played Wilds for a brief moment. I need to get back into Wilds. When the expansion pack come out early 2027, I'll be back on Monster Hunter Wilds. But I think in the fall, I'll gear up to go back and play Wilds to prepare for the expansion pack that's coming out. But Worlds was just, man, it was so fun. It was so much fun. It was just so much fun. And it was just, you team up with your friends and fight all these monsters, and it just something to the soul to use a hammer and knock the shit out of a dinosaur and see the slobber come out his mouth. Oh my God. It's just amazing, dog. It's just amazing. It gives you such gratification. I mean, okay. All right. I'll roll with you. I'm just saying, the fact that it's like your first time you use a hammer or a blunt object or a giant sword and you knock the hell out of a goddamn T-Rex or what's the name of that damn pickle, Devil Yo, or Bautiz, and you knock the hell out of him and you see the slobber come out of his mouth and he shakes it off. It's like dunking on somebody in your favorite in a basketball game. It's like hitting a grand slam or hole in one, whatever you want to, whatever feeling. That's how it feels when you just see that and you just like, you just knock the snot out of them. It's just great. Monster Hunter Worlds and Monster Hunter Wilds it's just good games to me. I had so much fun playing those games. And it's just like, as far as weapons, I'm a charge blade man. I love charge blades. And the funny thing is, when the first game first came out and you could try all 14 weapons, and I was like, I don't like the greatsword. I don't like the dual blades. Don't like the sword and shield. I don't like the longbow gun or the short bow gun. And then I don't like I did kind of like the spear glaive for a minute, the insect glaive. I was like, I feel like a Jedi just moving all around. But then once I tried the charge blade, I was like, this fits. This freaking fits. And then people was like, that's the hardest thing to use. I was like, it's easy to me. It fit. It just fit. Now the switch axe, I thought I was gonna like the switch axe, but nah, it's the charge blade. And then when they came out with the Dante charge blade, man, when they came out with the Dante charge blade, I was like, man, this is legit. So yeah, Monster Hunter was great. I love Monster Hunter. So to recap, 5 is Guardian Heroes. 4 is Final Fantasy Tactics. 3 is Baldur's Gate 3. 2 is Monster Hunter Worlds / Wilds. And my number one forever game, is Mass Effect Trilogy. I say Mass Effect Trilogy. I counted all 3 games as one because it was a story and it was amazing. And you got to count it as one big ass epic saga. You just can't say Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3. You got to say Mass Effect Trilogy. When you play Mass Effect, you play Mass Effect Trilogy. You don't play 1, you don't play 2, you don't play 3 separately. You play all 3 of them. And oh my God, when Mass Effect, hold on, on. I'm gonna show you this right here. I gotta bring this up. When Mass Effect came out in 2007. Okay. All right. Just to put this, hold on. I'm getting this article for the, so it can explain my history. But no. When Mass Effect came out in 2007, okay. Actually, 2 games came out in 2007. Gears of, I was Xbox 360 all day. Xbox 360 came out in 2006. The first game I bought with Xbox 360 was The Darkness, NBA 2K06 with Shaq on the cover in the Miami Heat uniform, and then another game. But then fast forward 8 to 10 months later, Gears of War came out. Grabbed it. Then 9 months from when Xbox 360 came out, Mass Effect came out. When Mass Effect came out, it took my world by storm. I was, I was a PC guy, but I always went back to the 360 just to play Mass Effect. And I was playing Mass Effect. Mass Effect was amazing. It's kind of funny how Mass Effect and Neverwinter Nights had the same appeal. Like you can choose it was like they were like interactive choose your own adventure books. That's how I feel. You choose the dialogue to keep the story going in a certain avenue or a certain vein, and that's how Mass Effect was. But Mass Effect was sci-fi to me, whereas Neverwinter Nights was medieval. But Mass Effect 1 was just amazing. I played that game ridiculous. I was Paragon first, and then after I beat Paragon, then I became Renegade, and I beat Soren, and It amazes me how people when they show Commander Shepard, I was like, that ain't Commander Shepard. My Commander Shepard look good. I remember my Paragon Commander Shepard looked like me. My Renegade Commander Shepard was female, Film Shep, and she looked just like Nia Long in Friday. I wish I still had the pictures of that. My Renegade female Shepard looked just like Nia Long. My wife was like, damn, you playing with Nia Long? I was like, yeah. That's boo right there. So, but I played Mass Effect 1, and I remember after beating Mass Effect 1, I sat down during the credits, put down the controller, and just sat there for a good hour afterwards, just pondering and contemplating life. I was like, this game is like the best game I ever played. Like the story was just phenomenal. I was like, God damn, I've never played a video game that had me so engrossed like this. Like I was just taken aback by it. Like, damn, I really just finished an epic story, and I thought it was amazing. Then fast forward 2 years. When did did Mass Effect come out 2 years? When did Mass Effect come out? Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 2 came out in 2010. No, 3 years. And then 3 years later, Mass Effect 2 came out. Mass Effect 2 was just ridiculous. It kept on the story and had better gameplay. It was the better gameplay. I wouldn't say better story, but it kept the story going. And the fact that you can either kill off your whole crew or keep your whole crew alive was just amazing. I have played that game so much, Mass Effect 2, I played it so much. It was just crazy. And then it won Game of the Year. Mass Effect 2 won Game of the Year. It was perfect. It was perfect. Mass Effect 2 was perfect. It should have won Game of the Year, and it did. But and then 2 years after that, Ebert. Fucking Ebert. Roger Ebert from Cisco and Ebert, the movie, the movie guru guys, the movie film critics, those guys. Well, this fucker. Let me show you what this fucker did. Okay. In 2012, this is from his website. Roger Ebert wrote an article December 14th, 2012, and said, video games can never be art. And he went on and he said, blah, 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 video games can never be art. It's, it's useless. It's just a fad. It can never be good. It can never be great compared to the artists and artists of the world, blah, 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 blah. So when I read that article, I immediately wrote him a 2-page reply, roasting his ass. Just like, and then one of the games I brought up was none other than Mass Effect 1 and 2. I was like, if you don't see, he might have been taken down, because I remember replied to this. It was on here. Oh, I remember Ben Wilson. Ben Wilson was one of my friends. He wrote on here too. Damn, it's not on here. But I emailed him. And then I put like some of it on here. I don't think it's on here anymore. Nope. You can't go on it, because I was like one of the first ones. And this is 11 years ago. I swear to God, I wish I could find what I wrote. Man. Yeah. They still got my picture up here. Damn. They still got, yeah, I wrote in here. You can't even access it no more. But I wrote on here. I lit his ass up. I was, what you mean video games can't be an art? Video games can be an art. If you ever played Mass Effect 1 and 2, and you realize how good video games is. But I lit his ass up, and wherever he is, either in heaven or hell, fuck that nigga. Anyway, I digress. Fat bastard. Anyway, Mass Effect 1, and then Mass Effect, what year Mass Effect 3 come out? Mass Effect 3 came out, what year Mass Effect 3 come out? I want to say 2014 or 2012. Yeah, Mass Effect 3 came out 2003. Okay, Mass Effect came out, and I'll just tell you this right now. Mass Effect 3 is just... The gameplay was amazing, all right? The story was horrible, all right? Story was horrible. Story was horrible. They could have did better with the story, but they rushed it. It's understandable. So that's why I say you have to play Mass Effect Trilogy. That's my forever game, all 3. But if I have to break it down, Mass Effect 1, great story, horrible gameplay compared to the 3. Mass Effect 2, good story, good gameplay. Mass Effect 3, horrible story, great gameplay. That's how it was. That's how it turns out. So that's why you got to play all 3. You got to play all 3 as one. And then when the remake came out just recently on PlayStation 4, I bought that and I played. Now at that time I was playing Street Fighter 5. No, at that time I was playing Overwatch or Apex. I was playing Apex, and I was like, I had to put Apex down to play Mass Effect. Mass Effect is good. Mass Effect is my #1 forever game. I cannot put it down. Will never put it. If I pick it up, I'll never put it down until I beat all 3 games ridiculously and get the best endings. So it's unfortunate. That's the way it is. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Now with that being said, I do have games that were either on my list and it was taken off, or games that almost came this close from being my forever game. And honestly, quite frankly, you would be shocked. There's 5 of them. Okay. For starters, honors mentioned Destiny. And I'm talking about Destiny 1. I'm not talking about Destiny 2. Destiny was on there, but it was taken off. And if you play Destiny, you'll understand. Number 2, Dragon Age. Dragon Age Origins. Dragon Age Origins was, of course, on the list, but Mass Effect took that off. You know what I'm saying? I mean, well, Dragon Age came out after Mass Effect, but still, Dragon Age was still good, especially Origins. But Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age 3, we're not even going to talk about Veilguard, okay? But Dragon Age Origins, is honors mentioned. XCOM 2, oh my God. XCOM 2 was just amazing to me. I'll still play that game to this day, but I had to, it's pushing. XCOM 2. It's a good game. XCOM UFO Defense was a good game. It was buggy, but it was a good game. But XCOM 2 took it to a whole new level, and that's why I'm getting excited for Star Wars Zero Squad, because Star Wars Zero Squad is by the makers of XCOM 2, and it has tactical like XCOM, so I'm looking forward to it. But XCOM 2 almost made the list. Jet Set Radio Future. If you never played Jet Set Radio or Jet Set Radio Future, I suggest you play them, because when the third one come out, I don't know when the third one's coming out. It's being worked on, but when the third one come out, at least you'll be attuned to the roots of hip hop. And Jet Set Radio Future was just amazing. One of my favorite songs is on Jet Set Radio Future. Pyrotechnics. Oh my God, I love that song. Stop Playing Your Games. My God, that song is just amazing. I had that as my ringtone for a whole 2 years. But yeah, Jet Set Radio Future is just amazing. And quite frankly, one game Honors mentioned, I had to look it up today. This game, I haven't played this game in over 25 years. But I was like, there was a game that I played on the Genesis that was just so goddamn good. And I had to look it up. I forgot the name. So I looked it up. I Googled it. I was like, what is the name of the game in the Genesis where you control a spaceship? And it was called Starflight. Starflight was basically a bootleg Star Trek. That game was just amazing, bro. You go to a different universe and you got to explore different planets and try to get certain minerals off the planet. The planet might be volcanic. The planet might be acidic, and you got to get this stuff. And then, you go back to your, space station, build up on your ship. And then there's these strange races of unknown aliens. And you had to try to talk to them. They had different aliens, and you had different wars and whatnot. People, you had hostile aliens and this and that, but it was this one alien race that was super power. Their ships were stupidly strong. One shot from their ship could destroy your ship, and it was fast. And it was like you had to pray to God that you didn't get into a solar system, that they were there. Oh my God, that game was fun as hell. It was very technical. The damn instruction booklet was about as thick as War and Peace. I'm not making this up. That damn instruction booklet was about this goddamn thick. And it was just like for a Genesis game. And that game was fun as hell. But I just, it almost made the Forever games. But the thing is, I haven't played it in 25, 30 years. And when I looked it up today, and I was like, I'm going to get a Sega Genesis emulator. I'm going to play this game. This game was fun as hell back in the day. It was very, what age was I? I was only like 14, 15. And, even though I was a Star Trek fan, it was kind of, I still was playing it with my teenage mind. Now as a full adult, I probably appreciate it even more. So, in quite as a kept, it might make it into my forever game list if I play it again. So that's why I can't play it, but I would love to play it. So I'm gonna have to get a Sega Genesis emulator and see if I can play it again. But those are my forever games. Hope y'all enjoyed that. All right, enough of me yapping. Nothing in gaming news. Let me see. Is there anything in gaming news? Nothing really in gaming news. I mean, we already know what's coming out. We already know what games is coming out for Gamers Christmas. So it's nothing really out of the ordinary. Everybody's just coming out in August, September, October, and then Grand Theft Auto. And then Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out. So there's nothing really to talk about in gaming news. There's nothing really to talk about up and coming games. So we might as well get ready to end this episode. So we're going to do the shout out and rant out. Okay. Shout out to, let's do the rant out because this rant out is two-pieced. Might as well talk about it. I want to rant out the dumbass gamer. Okay, y'all, listen. I didn't get into arguments because I don't get in arguments over games anymore. I don't get in disagreements with people anymore. I just let you talk and let you talk to yourself, because 3 to 4 days ago, this gentleman on Facebook put up a post talking about how Xbox is winning, and how the Xbox is winning the console war, and the CEO is bringing back the console war. You PlayStation's is PlayStation fanboys and Cowtown. Xbox is back and this and that, yada yada yada. Man, shut the hell up, dog. Man, this is what I hate about Xbots. XBOT bots. Y'all stupid. Y'all so stupid. First and foremost, I am a gamer, and I'll always be that gamer. And that means I'll play on PlayStation, I'll play on Xbox, I'll play on Nintendo, I'll play on the PC. I go where the games are. And where the games are currently right now is either on the PC or on the PlayStation and Nintendo Switch. Ain't nothing on the Xbox. And y'all complaining, or not complaining, y'all bragging about 2 exclusives on the Xbox, and y'all talking about Xbox winning. First and foremost, like I said, for the last 10 to 15 years, Microsoft, the Xbox is nothing but a regional console. A regional console cannot win a console war. I don't care what you say. And we talking about units moved. When you win a console war, every generation, it's units moved. Actually, matter of fact, I think I'm gonna have to break it down. My next episode, we're gonna talk about the console war, and a lot of people's feelings is gonna get hurt, because when you win a console war for that generation, it's how many units you moved. And I hate to tell you, Xbox, but Xbox has never won a generation. Now, with that being said, that don't mean that it's not my favorite. Like, what was it? The sixth no. The sixth generation with the 360, the Nintendo Wii, and the Xbox 3. I mean, the PlayStation 3. My favorite console of all, at that time, was the 360. The 360 is my favorite Xbox, period. My favorite Xbox console is the 360. At that time, I wanted the Xbox 360 to win. Xbox had all the games at that time. Xbox 360 had some of the best games known to man on a system. PlayStation 3 was garbage. The PlayStation 3 was trash. Nintendo Wii was just for senior citizens and kids. Xbox could have won that. The Xbox 360 could have won that damn that generation. But you know why they didn't win that generation? Because of egos. That's one. And two, because they were a regional console. They could not mess with Nintendo. They could not mess with Sony, because Nintendo and Sony are global consoles. They're global companies. Microsoft is a global company, but they didn't advertise or support Xbox like they do their OS. Microsoft will go tooth and nail for Windows. Windows OS is a global product. Xbox, the brand, is a regional product. Now, if Microsoft would have went, hard as they do with Windows for Xbox, one of these generations Xbox could have won, but they didn't. They just saw it as a kiddie thing, typical American, theatrics. Oh, it's for the kids. It's not going to make any money. It's just garbage. It's just a waste thing. It's our play thing. That's how they treat Xbox. That's why Xbox right now, that's why Xbox is losing money. That's why the leak email went out and came out and said that Xbox is a 3% as far as accountability margin. If you know what accountability margin is, I will enlighten you. Accountability margin is when you have a product in your brand or in your house, and they hold you to accountability how much money you can bring to the house. Like, case in point, the accountability margin for Windows OS for Microsoft is damn near 3 figures, like 200%. Xbox, The accountability margin for Microsoft, for Xbox, is 3%. That's horrible. That is horrible. So you're not bringing no money back home to the Microsoft. In street terms, for some of you hood dudes or you ball and gun gamers, your block, your corner is not producing money. You know what I'm saying? If I'm Stringer Bell and I'm looking at you, Brody, your corner is suffering. You know what I'm saying? You got Marlo running you off the block and you taking our money. We need the ends to meet. You better go out there and make my money. Get my money. Make that corner profitable. That's what Microsoft is saying to Xbox. That's why Xbox is they losing money, and that's why they doing layoffs next month. I know y'all seen the article, but let this guy who tried to talk to me during Facebook, he was like, Xbox is winning. You Sony fanboys are stupid. First of all, I'm a game boy. I'm a game fanboy. I go where the games go. Second of all, Sony is not in the clear. They doing dumb stuff too. But with that being said, they doing better than Xbox. And you Xbox, man, y'all stupid. Just stupid. That's my first rant. My second rant. You know what? I don't even talk about it. I'll save that for later because I'm gonna roast this guy. I'm just looking at his post right now. I'm gonna roast his ass bad. So on that note, I'll just go to shout outs. I want to give a shout out to all of you guys. I want to give a shout out to Chris who took the time to come in here and see what's up, and he gave his top 5 forever games. I want to give a shout out to the rest of you guys in here who's taking their time out your busy schedule on a Monday evening to sit here and talk to me, and be entertained for me yapping about video games. And then I want to shout out my family, my 3 boys. My wife, my loving wife, who's in the bed. She's probably watching this video too. So, but I want to give a shout out, and then I want to shout out to the rest of my family and my friends. And I want to give a shout out to all the YouTube subscribers. I'm at 15,000. I never thought I'd have 15,000 people subscribe to me on YouTube. That's a blessing. That's crazy, bro. I never thought that. I can't wait. I can't wait to get 100,000. When I get 100,000, man, I'm gonna run outside naked with peanut butter in my hair. Watch. You think I'm playing? You watch. But other than that, I want to give a shout out to all you guys. With that being said, I hope y'all have a good day. The rest of the day. Next week, we gonna talk about the console war. We gonna have to talk about it. I think next week's episode we talking about the console war. Since these dumbass Xbox want to bring it up, it's time to elaborate people with facts, not emotions, facts. And I'm about to light their ass up. I'm gonna spend a whole hour talking about how goofy you look. So yeah, that's next week. But other than that, y'all have a good night. I'll talk to y'all later. I'll probably go to bed and then wake up. And I'll wake up in the morning and then I'll play Overwatch. The new character. Oh, you know what? We'll talk about that next week too. How the old games I used to play, Overwatch, Destiny, and there was another game that was coming out. They brought some stuff back and now I'm about to play them just because they brought stuff that I like. So other than that, I'll talk to you guys later. Y'all have a good night. Peace.